Hey everyone, Oz here. I have one of my members here, Eddie from New Capital Funding. How you doing, Eddie?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm definitely honored to be here.
That's great, man. Great to have you. So I wanted to bring Eddie. He's been having a lot of success, and also he has an interesting story. Usually, people find me on YouTube or on Google. He somehow found me on Instagram. Like I don't know how he did that. And then one day he sent a message saying that, "Hey Ben, I've been checking out your content, and I want to join your blueprint and things like that." But I don't know the backstory, Eddie. Like, how did you get a hold of my Instagram? Not that it's a secret, but I usually like, have family and friends. So how did that work out?
Well, I mean, I found you through YouTube, but like YouTube is just kind of you could comment, you can't do nothing personal. So I'm an up close and personal person. So before I spend my money, I'm gonna make sure that I talk to you. So I just found you on Instagram and said, hey.
Yeah, and you asked some questions. I remember. Then I answered those questions, and it took a while. Then you came back and joined the blueprint.
Oh yeah,
So what
I
happening
didn't have
until that
money.
point? Let's talk about it. What have you been doing until you found me on YouTube?
Okay, cash advance actually saved my life. I went prior. I won't talk about my prior life, but basically when I first found cash advance, I just moved back to New York. I just went through a bad breakup and I lost everything. I was homeless. I didn't have nothing. So I found cash advance like my whole life. I just did either door-to-door jobs or I was just in sales and marketing my whole life. So I'm all like, well, I can't do this. I can't do this 9 to 5 stuff. I don't want to get my hands dirty. I mean, I was getting my hands dirty. I had to do whatever I had to do to try to make some type of money. So I
Yeah.
found cash advance. And at first it wasn't paying, but it was just something like the people that I was working for, like the people that used to work, like the people that used to be stockbrokers, like I was always attracted to the Wolf of Wall Street movies, the Boiler Room movies, and it was like now is my chance. So I found a little like shit shop in Brooklyn, and I learned the game from over there. And they was only paying me like 20% of my points, and I was also getting $400 a week draw. And then different people from different offices will start working, and they'll actually like befriend me and teach me about what the game really is. And you don't have to have money. So like we could get paid off of loaning people's money. And so I figured before I start my own business, I'm gonna hit Wall Street first. So I hit Wall Street for a few months, and I did pretty good there. And I'm like, I'm just gonna start my own company. So I found you. And at the time I didn't have the money to join because I just funded a deal, a big deal that got. So after that, I was like, I'm gonna start my own company. I don't have enough money to pay for the blueprint system right now. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fund some deals off of, because every office that you work at, you gotta leave with your book. You gotta leave with your book, or at least a floppy disk. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And yeah, after that, I funded some deals. Actually, my first month out on my own, I made about 7 grand. And I was like, okay, before I invest in anything that's gonna lose me more money, because I was doing Google ads, LinkedIn ads, I was like, I'm wasting my money right now. I'm gonna reach out to the guru. So I finally paid you.
All right, perfect. So that's a great story, man. You had the entrepreneurial spirit, but you've been through a lot, like the breakups, being homeless, and not having money. Then working at a shop in New York City, and who knows what was happening there, and the stock market, and finally just decided, you know what, I can do this myself, and that's like the entrepreneurial spirit. People sometimes they only want to do things when things are going well, right? So anyone
Yeah.
can stay positive when everything is going well. Anyone can do it. The difficulty in life is you got to stay motivated when things are not going your way, and it doesn't look like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes it feels that way, right? You're going through so much, you're like, dude, I'm done. Like this is it. I'm gonna, and my life is ruined for the rest of my life, pretty much. Especially like even if you lose your home, I don't know what else can happen, right? But sometimes hitting that bottom helps you appreciate how much we take certain things for granted, right? Then
Oh
you
yeah.
notice that when you started making money, you didn't want to go back to where you were. That's why you say, you know what, I'm not gonna do a trial and error. I'm just gonna learn the stuff inside out, so I don't have to experience what I experienced. I think that's a great lesson that I've taken from your story, because it can happen to anyone pretty much, right? So we don't have any guarantees in life. Things can turn upside down pretty fast.
I mean, to be honest, being homeless was the best thing that ever happened to me. It was the absolute best thing that ever happened to me, because sometimes negative situations, no matter how bad it is, you can't cry about it. You just gotta stay calm, stay grinding, keep working, and just move smart. Like, you know what I mean? And something's gonna fall out the sky sooner or
Yeah,
later.
absolutely, man. We have another member, and you might know him. I can't disclose his name, but he was like, he's been homeless for a while. He was staying in trailer parks, and he was running his business off of his friend's internet. Like, he would pretty much friend hopping, one friend to another, and stay there for a day and use the internet and run his business. He recently funded 2 deals that's going to pay him a little more than $10,000. Like, those are the things. Like, yeah, making 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand is good, but having someone live almost on the street, then save their life and make a comeback, that's always more moving to me than anything else, you know. So
Yeah.
I do appreciate you sharing that, because I know it's very personal. It's not easy to talk about stuff like that. Then you came through the blueprint. You were already excited, and naturally you're an excited guy. You're a passionate guy, so it didn't take a lot for you to catch
It's
on
gonna make me
fire.
more money. Like, as soon as I joined the blueprint, my hand started itching.
So let's talk about that part. What has happened? I know you already funded a bunch of deals since you joined. Let's talk about that experience from that point on.
Hold on, repeat that. Like, my
Yeah, yeah,
microphone
yeah.
was
So
low.
once you joined the blueprint, so we now understand your story up until that point, and you joined the blueprint, and ever since that, you've been on a good track record. What's been going on since you signed up to the blueprint program?
I mean, as soon as I signed up to the blueprint, I remember I crammed through like every video. I stood up for like maybe like 3 days, crammed through every video. Then I fell asleep for like a whole day. Then I stood up for another 3 days, watched it all over again. So I really got it. And then I got the free trial of the well, I'm not gonna put I'm not gonna put the blueprint out there, but I did.
Thank you.
I set up everything I had to set up, and I just been working every day. Like, there's no excuses.
Yeah, and it comes down to something I say all the time. If you treat this as a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby, which is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If you treat it like a
If it pays
business,
at all.
take it seriously, then it's very lucrative, as you know personally, and you know members in our community who's making a killing, and they're not different than anybody. They're just working from home most of the time and doing this, but it does require commitment. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out and kind of try it out to see if that works or not. Like, you got to, first of all, make yourself believe that this is going to work. This is an industry that I didn't create. This has been going on for a while, but there was no structured way of tackling it so you can reach success, right? So obviously you could have gone through this experience yourself without joining my program. What has it changed? What has it affected in your business, pretty much, joining the blueprint? What kind of effect has made versus if you were to go through this yourself and try to figure it out yourself?
If I was to go through it myself, I would have spent a lot more money than what it cost to join your program.
Okay.
I would have kept on messing with Google ads. I would have kept on doing ads that I didn't have to do. I wouldn't even know how to, and the ads that I was doing right, I wouldn't know how to do it right. Like,
No,
marketing wasn't my thing. Selling is my thing. I'm good at selling. My whole life I've been somebody that sells. And this right here, finding the clients, been my problem. So my problem was lead generation. And I don't have to find like these shady vendors, these lead vendors. They sell the same list to 20 different people. And also UCCs are played out. Like, you have to have a landing page, you have to have a website. Like, this is the way to go.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit, because I get that question in my inbox all the time, and our company phone is ringing off the hook. with people who are saying, hey, what do you think about buying leads? What do you think about live transfers or buying UCC leads or any kind of data that you can go ahead and buy, and there are a ton of companies who are selling it. So what would you say to someone who's considering that versus building an actual business?
Okay, well, the average person, if you're working hard, you should be making about 300 to 500 calls a day, and that's your finger moving crazy. So the rule of thumb with the UCC is you're gonna have to call like 10,000 numbers just to find one deal.
Mm-hmm.
And that, it could take months. Like, why do you want to do that? I would just like, it's good to get them hot. If somebody's sitting your website, it's hot. They want money right now. We're getting paid to lend other people's money. This is the best job in the world. So we need people with the need to it. And a lot of people that cold call, or they might say that they could sell anything, but they'll waste so much time on a no. This is the type of product that if there's no need for it, there's no need to convince them. Like, just hang up, move on to the next person. If you're going to take that way, I'd rather hire people. Like, my dream right now is to get an office,
Mm-hmm.
to hire about 8 people and have them call like a whole bunch of data while I work on marketing. And then I could have like a round robin for like every hot lead that comes in.
Yeah, that's incredible, dude. So you touched on a lot of great points there. Yeah, so people think that I'm against cold calling. So I know it works. But to your point, if there's an easier way to do it, why do it? Why do cold calling? It's silly, right? If you're going to go through 1,000 phone numbers to get one lead who might or might not be interested, and that lead, by the time you're done with them, he's going to receive probably 10 other offers because this lead provider is selling the same data over and over again. So by the time you confirm and you get them committed and you're hoping to fund a deal, you might just lose it like that because someone might come in and scoop it up. And that's exactly what happens every single day. So if this was a product that was not in high demand, I say, all right, that's the only option, you got to do it. But then we're selling money to small businesses, which they always need. So if you can, it's much better to talk to someone who wants it right now than someone that you're trying to convince why they need money on the phone. To me, it doesn't make sense, right? So if you're going to go that route, then to your point, 100%, hire a bunch of people, have them dial while you're doing your online marketing, like setting up a legitimate company and having people come through while your reps making the phone calls and digging through that and finding gold. That doesn't mean you can't build businesses through cold calling, but if you're doing it yourself and that's your model of running a business, you might as well get a job. They're going to make you do the same thing, and at least you're going to get paid something, right? So if you do this yourself, you're going to stress yourself out. That's the part I don't understand. Like it's apples to oranges. People try to compare buying data and calling versus building a real business, right? That those are two different things. And sometimes I hear people saying, "Oh, I've been selling all my life, and I can just do wonders on the phone." And my response is, if I take the amount of hours that you work and try to come up to an hourly wage, how much are you getting paid really? Usually it's like 4 or 5 hours, right? So $4 or $5 per hour, maybe sometimes less. And you might be the greatest salesperson, but you're dealing with crappy data that everyone else is calling out. You don't have enough time to build your value. And there's like a totally different authority shift. Like when you're a cold caller, you're trying to interrupt somebody's day and build value and convince them, right? So you sound really needy. No, I don't care how professional you are. I've done cold calling myself too. That's just how it is. When you're in an authoritative position, when they come to you, you're the one who has access to capital. So you're as you know from our training, right? You find yourself qualifying people on why you would be able to help them or not, or which product would be a good fit. That's totally consultative versus telemarketing. So I don't know about you, but I'd rather be the person who qualifies the other person instead of them judging my character, my integrity, and trying to prove that I'm an honest person and things like that. That's not good. No one feels good doing it that way.
I mean, I was always told to work smarter and not harder. And if you're marketing and you're generating your own leads, you're definitely working smarter.
Absolutely. And having said that, I like your goal. For some people, for a lot of the people who join my blueprint, they want to make enough income to transition from whatever they have going on right now. It could be a bad job, bad boss pretty much, or the neighborhood they live in, or they need to take on vacations or whatever that is. So that's our initial goal. And we have some members like yourself who want to build an organization because you've seen how other companies do it and you see the potential in yourself that you can actually do a better job. Then at that point, it makes sense to find good data providers and have your people call them all day long and get deals funded. That's one way to scale for sure. So thanks for bringing that up. So let's come back to your business personally. And I know you recently funded a couple of deals, right, since you joined. So let's talk about them. How many deals you funded, and what does the pipeline look like for the month of February?
Well, I actually cleared out my pipeline. The past couple of weeks, I funded about 4 deals.
Nice.
Actually, Friday I funded. Last Friday I funded 2, and then Monday was the holiday. I funded 1, but they didn't get their funds until the next day, and then I funded another one.
Okay.
The commission was definitely good. It was 4 small deals. My commission added up to about 4,500.
Nice.
I mean, I'm pretty disappointed, and if I'm disappointed with making 4,500, then you can tell that there's a lot of money in this business.
There is a lot. And you know, some people are making $300, $400, $500 a week, and that's, you know, they're making. And I talked to some of those people, like they're making less than $2,000 a month. And when you're talking about small deals that make you almost $5,000, like that's just a lot of money for a lot of people. And
it's
this
legal.
is just the beginning.
And it's legal.
And it's exactly, it's legal. That's always a good thing. Anything else you want to add for someone who's listening to this that we haven't touched on?
If you're thinking about getting into to merchant cash advance, go hard or go home. Like, there's a lot of people, a lot of new people I've been talking to that are rookies that never really been through the whole, okay, I'm working for a company and then like I'm only getting paid 20%. And then I just left that company during my lunch break. And now I'm at this other company and I'm making 35%. And then they, like, through all trial and tribulations, now they're getting 100%. Now we got rookies starting off with 100%. So they're definitely starting off in a good place. It's just, I just say, just take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Work hard. Think about it every second of the day. It's the only way you're going to make it work.
Yeah.
You got to treat it like a kid.
Goals and go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, you really got to treat this business like your kid. You got to treat this business like your wife. I actually named like my father passed away in 2011. So I named I named my company after my father's nickname, which is New. So it's New Capital Funding. And when I hear that, it makes me feel like pride within this company.
Yeah.
So I treat it with pride, you know?
And it adds a lot of value to the company. It's not just something that you're trying to see if it's going to work. You want to honor that name. Obviously, it's your father's name. So I love that. It's very inspirational. And you know, people who succeed at really, really high levels, you can know that they are almost obsessed with success, right? Obsession is not something bad, right? As long as you're obsessed with the right thing, they are obsessed with their business, where they want to go, what they want to do. It's like 24/7, especially like people like yourself who are not just looking at this as an income source, but you want to build an organization, like a massive organization. You have to have a lot of passion to it. It can't be just money. You're going to get the money. Then if you hit your money goals, then you're going to lose your motivation if it is only about money. Like, let's say your goal is to get to $30,000 a month and you hit that. Then you're like, dude, I'm rich. I'm done. And then you're just going to slack off, right? But if the motivation is much bigger, like what you did, you named the company after your father, there is a lot of value in that, right? So it's definitely more than just making a bunch of money. You want to honor his name. You want his name to be said by millions of people because he's your father. So wow, that's amazing, man. That's really deep. I appreciate you sharing that.
And then outside of the company, I'm trying to build myself as a brand, because prior to this, I wanted to be into the entertainment business. So now this opens up so many doors. Like, I remember one time, me and my cash advance buddies, we we cut work one day to go to the Jacob Javits Center and
Okay.
go to the Small Business Expo. And I had the most brilliant, like, it changed my life that day because I seen Bill Walsh speak, and Bill Walsh spoke to the audience, and he told everybody how they have to run their business. And at the end of the show, he had everybody line up and spend $6,000 so he could help them run their business. And everybody in the audience got up except me and my buddies. So after that, I was just thinking to myself, like, how about if I provide this service for people that need it for maybe free? People that was in a situation like I'm in, and if I save them, and then I could show the people that can afford it, like, hey, I just made all these homeless people millionaires.
Yeah, absolutely. That's serving a very high purpose, right? Instead of just thinking about your pocket. A lot of times the way you reach your financial goal is by helping other people reach their goals, right? It's cliche, we heard it all the time, but if you're just constantly thinking about how much you're gonna make, you're going to run into trouble. But if you're constantly thinking about how you can make any kind of experience, like even in entertainment industry, right? The people who are making the big bucks are the ones they create the better experience. Nightclubs and all the other places, like you walk in, they make you feel like a king, and you're dropping a lot of money because you just feel better about yourself. That's the same thing in the business. Whatever you're selling, as long as you provide any kind, doesn't matter. I don't care what you provide, but at the end, if the customer goes, wow, I'm glad I came across this guy. Eddie was great. He really cares. That's your personal brand. That's the best thing you can do. Then you have guaranteed multiple sales. That's the best marketing you can ever have done. So this guy's gonna go, he's gonna talk to his friends and other people about his experience. And all of a sudden you have a client base, and imagine you have 10, 15 customers, very small number, but 10 to 15 customers who go crazy about you. That's how you just grow a business. My first exposure to that level of obsession when I was reading the shareholder letters of Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon.com. I started reading them. They're public. You can go read it. And I suggest anyone who seriously want to build a business, when you read it, he talks about things that he's going to be accomplishing. And fast forward 2019. He's accomplished things that he said 10 years ago he would. And the word he uses is building a customer-centric business. Everything is about the customer experience. How can we make this experience better for the customer? And we're in an industry in merchant cash advance and alternative lending. It's very customer-driven, very sales-driven, right? The better you make it for the customer and the better understand what they're getting into, they're going to have better trust in you because they're buying a financial product from you, right? People get really, really angry if they get taken advantage of financially because it might just ruin their life. It might just ruin their relationship with their family, with their kids, and with their savings. So the more transparent you can be on when you're selling any kind of financial product, a lot more they appreciate it. They might buy food from McDonald's, and if it is bad, it's just one meal, right? They just go try it again. But if you screw them up financially, that's just bad, man. That's going to come back and haunt you for a long time.
You got to be careful when you deal with the financial business, man. Your name could get messed up in this business so fast.
So fast. Yeah. You got to keep it clean. Keep your business brand, your personal brand above anything else. And that requires a lot of self-respect, right? So you got to respect who you are and protect it because that's pretty much the only thing you have. You might change businesses, but you're not going to change your name, your who you are and things like that. It's going to come with you until the day you die. So you got to protect it. So I can, as you know, I can go on and on forever. But yeah, thanks for joining, Eddie. I know you're a busy guy, so taking time from your day on a morning, I really do appreciate it. Any last thoughts?
Oh yeah, I mean, like when I first found your program, and I just immediately imagined myself doing this. so I was like, okay, so this is a goal completed. Like I joined the program, I killed shit, and I did the interview. So
I know you mentioned it on Instagram, dude. I want to join and I want to be in one of those interviews. And that wasn't a long time ago. I think it's been a little more than a month, maybe.
Yes, probably like a month and like 2 weeks, a week.
So that's amazing. Like, I remember it now. You mentioned it. You're like, I watch the videos of people. I want to do the same thing. I want to be on the interview, and you've done it, dude. Congratulations. But again, it's besides the interview, I love having you. You're definitely a positive individual. You're definitely looking to better your life. And I give a credit to people who are working towards achieving something bigger, even though things might not be going their way. All this,
Gotta make it go your way. You gotta make it.
Dude, you're the only one who's gonna do it if you don't do it, right?
It's like sometimes you just gotta smack life and put a gun to its head and be like, I'm gonna have it my way.
Yeah.
Yep.
You gotta be firm. Again, I love having you, buddy. Thanks so much for joining, Eddie. Talk to you later.
Okay, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye now.
All right, man.